everybody, Giselle Grenier here from Artplace.ca. Today's video is a very short little video and it's a show and tell about the Unstick Reusable Arts and Craft sheet. And this started off with a little ways back. I did a video on, keeping your art table clean, and for the longest time I was using the Ranger craft mat that I bought, and it's up here in Canada. It's pretty pricey. It's $30 and it's kind of small. So, getting feedback from all my great YouTube fans and the ladies in my free Facebook, private Facebook group, and even through email, people kind of come up with different alternatives to put on their table, not only to protect their table, but something that's heat resistant, because we all use our heat gun. And there were all these different types of things. There's, silicone mats, and and I was using the Cucina. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. It's another no stick mat, and they're all great. So I was at Canadian Tire, and we were in the barbecue section because we need new barbecue, and I found the barbecue, a box for the Unstick for the barbecue, and it was featured on Dragon's Den. And it won a product, I think 2015 product of the year. So I thought, oh, okay, this is really cool. And I already knew that I could use that because if it can go in the barbecue, it's heat resistant, it's no stick. And I thought, well, okay, and the only problem with it was black. And for filming, it would completely change the whole thing with the lighting, because black absorbs light. So, unfortunately for that, it wouldn't work. So, but for off camera, it's fine. So I contacted Kalpana at, and I'm probably going to pronounce the name Dokken, I think it's the way you pronounce the company, just asking her about the arts and crafts sheet because I wanted to share that information, and I didn't even know they had it until I went to the website. So here it is. First thing I looked at was the size of it. It looks really big, and 5-year warranty. That is really, really cool. 5-year warranty. And 100% non-stick crafting. Okay, so it looks pretty good. And initially when I look at the packaging, it looks very similar to the Cucina and the Ranger one. So, okay, that's fine. And instructions for use. It's got everything on here, pretty straightforward. It's heat resistant to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 260 degrees Celsius. Tells you everything you can do. You can even use it in the oven. So the first thing I thought about, using it in the oven, because this stuff is, you can cut it when I bake my Fimo pieces for my jewelry. That would be really good because I can put it on this, so I don't have to put it onto aluminum foil or anything. So that is really cool. And then for ironing, you can also iron this. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm always afraid of when I use the ink effects, the Decor ink effects, to create designs on fabric, about the color transferring to the ironing board, so I can use this for that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So I'm reading it, and they have a whole bunch of stuff. So I thought, okay, well, let's open this. And it's Canadian company. So I expanded my camera way out so there we go. Now, comparing it to the Ranger. Okay, that's the size of the Ranger one. Difference in price, $29.99 for the Ranger one, $19.99 for the Unstick. Canadian currency. So that works out really well. Well, I can show you everything, that doesn't really matter, okay, yeah, so it's bigger. I want to put it to use because the color is different. So I don't know if it's because the Ranger one has aged. I don't know. So I'm going to try it. So let me put that, I don't want to kink it. I love the size of this. The mediums that I use that are the worst for sticking to everything: gesso, matte medium, and the phthalo colors. Okay, so if you guys have been following me for a while, you know what happens every time I use phthalo colors. I get it on me, I get it everywhere, one drop because it's such high staining and it doesn't come off. So I've got this. I'm going to be testing it with, say, with my baby wipes. Oh, same thing as with all these types of sheets, is that don't use a knife on it. And everything is on the website, and I'm going to link everything into the description. And I have a habit, a nasty, nasty habit of using a metal palette knife on these, which makes a gouge in it. And the problem with that is when I tape these down, because when I'm always working, I don't want to kink it. When I'm putting delicate papers on top and working on it, and if this is gouged, the paper is going to take that impression. Okay, so you got to be very careful. So baby wipes, and that's really all I use for cleaning up. But let's get a dry kitchen wipe. Oh, and how about let me get up. How about a paper towel? Let's do a paper towel. All right, so. And there will be a bit of time for this to dry. And I always get stuff on my mat because, you know, when I'm collaging and stuff like that. So I opened up a new container of this and it's full. And the gesso. The gesso is the worst. Because gesso is designed to stick to everything. It's a primer. Any bets on me not getting this on my clothes? Way over there. These are extremely high staining. Not using my fingers. No, I gotta use my fingers. And again, I shouldn't be doing this with a popsicle stick because I don't want. The popsicle stick has a sliver in it. Don't want to have a hole poked in it. Should use Q-tips. I'm trying to stimulate the different things I'd want to do. See, got paint on me. Okay, put that aside. All right. So wet, of course, it'll clean up wet. That's not a problem. It cleans up wet really easily. So let's do a test with a heat gun. And what I want to do is I want to simulate normally what I would do, artworks on here, painting with it, heat gun, and when I'm doing stuff, for example, I did this morning. It's full of gesso. The gesso went on the side, and here's another one. Okay, the gesso went on the side. And I was just thinking, I could also put this in between so I won't have to use wax paper anymore. So with the gesso, let's heat it up. And to make the simulation real, when I'm drying my stuff on my journals, my artwork, I always put my hand to make sure if my hand can take the heat, then it's at a good distance between my journal because I don't want to burn the paint. I'm going to make it real. Ideally, I should have been just creating a piece of artwork and doing it, but that's going to be coming up in all the future ones now. And I'm doing this in real time, not going to speed up anything, so I want you to see an honest review on this. So that's all dry. That's all dry. So if we simulate embossing, we'd be right up here. For embossing, we'd be right up close. And it really wouldn't be that long for embossing. That's dry. That's dry. That's a little bit tacky here still. Okay, let that cool off. And when we're working, the paint actually gets, you know, we're finished heating up and we continue working. We're supposed to clean up our mess. never do. Okay, so with a baby wipe, oops, see, that's what I was worried about. See, I already kinked it. I need to tape this down. Okay, with a baby wipe, the gesso, it just needs to soak in a little bit of water. The phthalo colors are coming up quite easily. Okay. Well, I always do this anyways, so this is not unique to this mat. That bugs me now that I kink this. Spray with a bit of water. And paper towel. There we go. Which is why you should always tape down your mat. I hope the camera's not shaking. Okay, the matte medium. There we go. Just need a little bit of water, and that's the same on the other mats as well. One thing, and I'm feeling it as I'm doing this. This is a piece of masonite that I'm using that's just coated, and right now it's not too bad because it's completely flat. If this gets dirty and you get stuff stuck under here, so let's pretend I had a piece of dried gesso or dried paint under here. And if I'm cleaning, if you're cleaning, this will take the impression of whatever's underneath. So it's very important that any craft mat be on a clean surface. There we go. So it performs exactly how I thought it would. And I'm loving the size. Like I will, you know, I could eliminate having to use palette paper because I've got lots of room, because we know how much of a slob I am when it comes to painting. So to test that, okay, so there's a nice size to work on. Okay, I've got room here for my palette. And what about, what about, okay, so that's that side. That's a full journal. And if I were to use, okay, so I can put two back to back, 8x10s, and then this big one that I did. So that's the size is a really big bonus for me, the size of this. So there you have it. So I'm going to link everything in the description so you can take a look at the website. So key thing with this, first thing, tape it down, because now I've got that, which is not going to affect anything. It's just you want to try to keep this, you know, best quality as possible, you know, to make sure you don't get any kinks or creases. And the kinks or creases, here. The kinks or creases will affect your artwork if you're doing really delicate stuff. So thank you, Kalpana, for sending this to me. And so the Unstick Arts and Craft sheet, that's going to be a permanent fixture now on my art table. Absolutely love it. And if you really want to get inspired to do something with this, think of your craft sheet here, and then you can put a craft sheet on the side as well. So I'll just use this one, for example, because I have it handy. Way on the side here, and this can be for your water bucket, so you truly protect your table. So there you go. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this little show and tell, and check out Unstick.ca for information about this. And there's a really cute little video on there, little girl doing some arts and crafts on her craft sheet. And then you can also check out the episode with Kalpana and the Unstick on a Dragon's Den. So I'm going to tape this down now, and I'm off to do my next video. So until then, stay inspired.